Did God create everything that exists? Does evil exist? Did God create evil?
Hi, are you ready to study?
No, I'm not ready. It's that I'm a little bit confused.
Why?
Because I have a question. Did God create everything?
Yes, he did.
Everything.
Yes, he certainly did.
Okay, if God created everything, then God created evil, because he was the creator of evil.
Why are you asking me this?
Because I want to know, we can see evil everywhere nowadays.
Well, let me ask you something.
Yes, of course.
Does God exist?
Of course, have you never been cold?
Well, in fact, God does not exist. It's just a determination or a word that we use for for the absence of heat. Now, does darkness exist?
Of course, in the night it's dark.
Well, that is wrong too because darkness does not exist. Darkness is another determination that we use for for the absence of light. Now, does evil exist?
Of course, we can see every day in the streets how people is murder tons of people.
Well as coldness and darkness, evil does not exist. Evil is just the absence. Well, it does not exist into itself. Evil is just another determination that we use for the absence of God. So, evil does not exist, really. Let me show you something. Let's go.
Okay. Creation of a universe, how it was created, either by a higher entity, what entities exist or said to be exist. These ideas and questions can be concerning to this topic called ontology. Current scientific evidence supports the Big Bang theory. That's the idea of the universe, how it was created from an extremely dense and hot state that exploded, creating a continually expanding universe. Scientists believe that we all come from cells, and these cells have evolved into organisms that created oxygen and all the qualities that the earth has. If the earth came from a cell, who created that cell? Because it cannot make itself out of nothing. So it has to come from somewhere. It has to have a source. Believing that the Big Bang theory confirms the existence of God and Bible's basic elements of the creation story, there's currently no scientific evidence for what happened prior to the Big Bang, and scientists are still hard pressed to explain how or why this occurred in first place. To believe that this universe is a matter of a chance, which is just less than mathematical way to explain ignorance, of a probability, not a force in itself. Additionally, it breaks all philosophical standards in presenting an argument of the universe created itself. So when something cannot exist before it existed, it all goes back to the uncaused cause, because it can prove anything that is absurd is ignorant. The point in here is that something cannot come from nothing. So to me, God is the collection of all energy that began to return spirituality and understand that our reality is different to everybody and everything. Energy can never be created, destroyed. That simple concept is a word of a word proof of an afterlife as well. In less words, in order to understand, we must have faith. And in order to have faith, we must understand. Like Anselm's motto, faith seeking understanding, which means an active love of God, seeking a deeper knowledge of God.
Hey Gloria, let's go.
Yay! I have a question, Daddy.
Yes, honey.
What is God?
God. God is a perfect being that created us.
And why do we have to believe in Him if we cannot see Him?
Uh, you cannot see him but feel him. You have to know that if you do good things, you will go to heaven, and if you do bad things, you will go to hell.
Oh, so now I can believe in Him.
And every day you have to be more like him and look for perfection.
Okay. Thanks, Daddy.
You're welcome, honey.
My question to atheists is that why don't they believe in God? Can they see
all his signs, and can everything that happens on earth happen just by chance? If I don't believe in Allah, Buddha, or any other god, how can I live? I will have no path or direction. If we are saying that there is no God, we're basically saying that everything happens just by chance. That will be the what will be the purpose of living then? Are living for betterment of people? But first consider this. If a person opposes even the possibility of there being of God, then any evidence can be rationalized or explained away. When it comes to a possibility of God's existence, the Bible says that there is there are people who have seen sufficient evidence, but they are suppressed the truth about God. On the other hand, for those who want to know God, if He is there, He says, "You will seek me and find me. When you seek me with all your heart, I will be found by you." Before you look at the facts surrounding God's existence, ask yourself, if God does exist, would I want to know? Some reasons supporting God's existence. Through history, in all cultures of world, people have been convinced there is God. Also, in early history and legends of people around the world, the original concept was of one God, who was the creator. An original high God seems to have been in their consciousness, even in those societies where today are polytheistic. The complexity of our planet points to a deliberate designer who not only created our universe but sustained it today. Many examples showing God's designs could be even possibly with no end, but here are a few. The Earth's size is perfect. Earth is the only known planet equipped with an atmosphere with the right mixture of gases to sustain plants, animals, and human life. The Earth is located the right distance to the Sun.
Also, another examples are, and our moon is a perfect size and a distance from the Earth for its gravitational pull. The moon creates important ocean tides and movement so ocean waters do not stagnate, and yet it restrains our massive oceans from spilling over across the continents. The human brain simultaneously processes an amazing amount of information. Your brain takes in all the colors and objects you see, the temperature around you, the pressure of your feet against the floor, the sounds around you, the dryness of your mouth. Only a mind more intelligent and unknowable than humanity could have created the human brain. Mere chance is not an adequate explanation. Another examples that show the immensity of a higher power that has a control of everything that happens in the world. Are human beings set up to believe in a higher power? Some scientists say that yes, based on either a faith gene or certain areas of the brain that light up an MRI when people pray or think about God. But this is a highly destructive yes, because it reduces spiritually to a mechanical function, like heart rate or the secretion of growth hormone. The same evidence fuels the arguments of atheists who claim that if God is just a chemical reaction, it's time we quit believing in a deity. At the very least, they say we should stop glorifying God, now that he or she has been demoted far below an exalted status and finds in the Bible and the rest of world scriptures. We can prove it with more examples, and also by Saint Anselm, who was philosopher, theologian, and archbishop of Canterbury, arguments that had proved it to be true. Also by the French philosopher René Descartes. It argues that once we mentally grasp the concept of God, we can see that God's non-existence is impossible. This argument, if it is successful, demonstrates the existence of a perfect being that could not possibly fail to exist. by the ontological argument, the first cause argument, the argument from design, and moral argument.
All these arguments claim to prove the existence of a perfect, necessary, transcendent being that created the universe, has authority over it, and takes an interest in humanity. This, if it could be accomplished, would be more than enough to show that the Christian conception of God and those conceptions of God related to it are close to the truth.